My name is Omegita Yessi Hastari, and today I'm going to talk about sex discrimination, particularly in terms of sexual harassment. Most people would probably think that this video will talk about feminism or any particular gender. No, the issue about sexual harassment is much more wider than that. Sex discrimination includes sexual harassment, and sexual harassment includes unwelcome sexual advances or requests for sexual favors. It also includes sexually offensive or vulgar language and other verbal, visual, or physical conduct motivated by sex or kind of gender. However, sexual harassment is not just harassment by men against women. No, same-sex harassment is also prohibited by all laws in the world. And in this video, I'm going to mostly talk about same-sex harassment. Take for example, a male supervisor making an unwanted sexual advances towards a male supervisor or a male employee. The conduct doesn't need to be motivated by sexual desire. Either a male supervisor constantly making offensive comments about his male subordinate and how he treats two sexes differently. There's a lot of news and reports about feminism or sexual harassment men against women, but almost no reports from a same-sex harassment. Most researchers suggest that the actual number of people who have experienced same-sex sexual harassment is likely higher than what is currently being reported. In fact, it is extremely rare and difficult to measure how frequently it is in the workplace because people often never file a complaint. Why? Because people worry that they may somehow to blame for the unwelcome sexual offenses. Like, what's more, they worry about what others will think about them if they do file a report, especially when the harasser is the same gender. They often riddled by embarrassment and shame over what is happening to them. Think of it this way: if a male was sexually abused by another male, they would think that they lose their masculinity or strength or even power to evade or escape the event. Another reason for failing to report sexual harassment of the same sex includes fear of retaliation. Researchers has found that most report is being ignored or trivialized by management within an organization. So they often met with hostility and accusations, and people start to question the role of the victim played in the abuse. But psychologists caution against this victim blaming point of view, and people would argue that regardless of the perpetrator's genders or sexual orientation, sexual harassment is just driven by mostly anger and insecurity as much as it is by attraction. And in fact, most people sexually harass others regardless of whether they are men or women. They're most likely looking to control or dominate others. Like, the harasser feels more in control when she or he has power over someone else. And they may try to embarrass or humiliate their targets rather than sexually stimulate or flirt with them. Sexual harassment is more about using a position of power to control and hurt someone else, like a manipulation. Gender stereotyping can also lead of same-sex sexual harassment. In that case, a woman was harassed for being too masculine and was urged to act more like a woman. The court found out that the conduct was discrimination based on sex. A similar claim was brought by a man like who always been teased for being too feminine. So it's the same for men and women. So, in conclusion, in my opinion, like, there's so much more than a specific gender's movement. Gender equality is a human fight, not just any gender's right. People can become whoever they want to be and have a freedom to live with it, whether it is by action, gestures, or even expression. Everything we do affect people. That's all from me. Thank you for listening. Bye.